It's Monty. I'm back in my kitchen. It is cooking cream week, and I could not be more excited than I am today because we're going to put together a fantastic, quick and easy side dish. Pretty poor around our parts there in Sonoma, and if we wanted to have any kind of fashionable school clothes whatsoever, we had to earn the money on our own. So I found out fast that if I joined the Future Farmers of America, I could raise swine. And yes, that's right, sell them to slaughter. Killed me. But every year I would do it. I did it 3 years in a row, and that earned me the money to buy school clothes. Well, there was a little old lady who I used to love. Her name was Eleanor. And so whenever I was out there using the farm and I had to use the facilities, I would have to go into Eleanor's kitchen. Today I'm going to make a little side dish that I can remember and recollect in my mind Eleanor making with all her fresh produce from her garden. And I'm going to try it today. Even these really fun little things that are in this little colander here, these are fingerling potatoes. We're going to use pancetta, which is an Italian bacon, and we're going to use just a little bit of my favorite marinara sauce in this dish. We have some fresh spinach and 1 egg. Let's take a fork and score our eggplant just by taking the top of the fork and just dabbing it inside. Get our squash ready right here. We have 1 zucchini and 1 yellow squash. Alright, I've got 2 tablespoons of olive oil heating up in the pan, and the skillet's nice and hot. I put some fresh ground sea salt right on top of those eggplant, and I'm just going to place them face down right here in the pre-warmed skillet. And while we do that, we're going to add in our squash and zucchini mixture right next to it. And we're just going to keep sauteing these vegetables down. I haven't added any other flavors to this because we're not going to need to. We're using the cooking cream in these vegetables today to make the filling. So there's going to be so much flavor in this, you're not going to believe it. But what I am going to add to these vegetables is a pancetta. You want to get that in the stove here with the vegetables and cooking up together. So go ahead and add your pancetta right there in the center of your skillet. Okay, that brings me to our fingerling potatoes. Now, the fingerling potatoes are really fun because you just want to give these a rough chop. I'm going to add these to the pan too with that pancetta, and we're going to cook just a couple more minutes. So I gave these potatoes just a quick scrub, and then I'm going to chop up these fingerlings. You can do them lots of different ways, but I'm just going to give them a nice little chop so that there's small bits going in, and we're going to add that right on top of our vegetables. Eggplants are ready. They've been seared, and we're just going to pull them off. And then turn this burner down. We've got 2 beautiful bowls, and we're just going to set these aside. So the last thing we're going to add is 1 cup of fresh baby spinach, fresh ingredient. When you add that, it just makes this so yummy and so colorful. I like too much of the meat of the eggplant in this dish, but you want a little bit of the eggplant. I mean, it is an eggplant dish. So I'm going to give this just a quick rough chop right inside the bowl. Some of it is really already pretty cooked, and that was the stuff that was on the top layer. So you can see, you just want little bits that are almost like bite-sized bits, and you're just going to have that right inside the mixture. Okay, I'm using the Savory garlic cooking cream today. Truth be told is I wanted to use the original flavor in this because I honestly love the original flavor. Then I thought, no, maybe I'll use Italian cheese and herb because it'll add a lot of more flavor to this dish. And I thought, oh, it's perfect because it's kind of an Italian dish. And then I thought, no. Let's do totally just stick with original. I'm going to go get original. So when I got to the market to buy original, they were out of original. I couldn't believe it. So there was savory garlic. Lo and behold, one of my favorites anyway. I thought, you know what? Hey, I'm going to put savory garlic cooking cream in this. It's going to be fabulous. So any of the cooking creams would have gone great today. As far as I'm concerned, they're all amazing. So I'm going to use savory garlic right here in this. And what we're going to do first is just use half of the container inside this dish. Now, this is just a spoonable, creamy, yummy goodness is what this is. There. And I'm going to add this 1 egg here. That's going to help bind our ingredients together when we bake them up inside this. A couple more fun things to add to this. We're going to add a cup of shredded mozzarella cheese. Because everything's better with cheese, right? It works as a binder in this also. And this yummy goodness is going right in here. That's half the bag. One bag is 2 cups, so let's call it 1 cup of shredded mozzarella. One more ingredient to add right into it, and that is a 1/4 cup of your favorite marinara sauce. So the first thing I want to do though is take a little bit more of our savory garlic cooking cream, and I'm going to wipe the base of the inside of our eggplants. Okay, and you're just going to coat the whole bottom with the cooking cream. Okay, now we're just going to take and scoop our mixture right inside the eggplant. Okay, I've decided that this is going to be too messy when it bakes up. And you know, hey, you got to roll with it. And I lined another baking sheet that I have. And I'm going to move these over here. I'm nervous because, oh boy, they're so stuffed and yummy and full of goodness that I just don't want to drop them, and I don't want to wreck them. So I'm going to try to do the heave-ho. Ready? The heave-ho! And I know this is going to pay off later because it's going to be a whole lot easier to clean up. 1, 2, 3, ho! Alright, we did it. The heave-ho! The heave-ho worked. Alright, ready? We're going to give the next one the heave-ho. Heave-ho! Oh yeah! Okay, we did it. Now, let's just move that out of the way. That's going to be a lot easier to clean these leftover vegetables inside of it. It's not a lot, it's just a few. But you know what? I'm not letting any of this go to waste. Seems silly to bake up that little tiny bit, but believe it or not, that's going to be a yummy snack for me. Okay, now I've got some fresh Parmesan cheese that I just grated. And that's all we're going to do is top this with some of this fresh grated Parmesan here. And now all we're going to do is cover it with some foil. Okay, we're going to bake it in the oven like this for 25 minutes, and then we're going to pull off the foil and we're going to bake it another 10 to 15 minutes until it's crusty and golden brown on top. Going to turn the oven up to 400 degrees, make it a little bit hotter there, and then we're just going to set the timer for the last 10 to 15 minutes. I've set out a platter here, and we're just going to take some fresh baby spinach, what I have left over, and we're going to use that. Just put it right on your platter. It's so pretty, fresh, and green. I'm just going to take a little bit, maybe a teaspoon or half a teaspoon of the savory garlic cooking cream, and I'm just going to dollop it right on top. It just looks so beautiful. Wow. This tastes amazing. Seriously, the savory garlic cooking cream made this dish a home run. Look at that. If Eleanor could see me now,